what we should look out for when going into a relationship. Now, this is it. Still speaking on Ephesians chapter 5, there was a distinct differentiation between a man and his wife. They called the man Christ. They called his wife the church. Now, this distinction, this divided line, is what we all should look out for. The reason why there's so much chaos, heartbreak, dysfunctionality in our relationships is because we are not looking out for these factors. As a young lady desiring a man that you would want to spend the rest of your life with, who should you look out for? Look out for Christ. Look out for Christ. Look out for Christ. Can I say that again? That's the reason why we must begin first with friendship. In the place of friendship, you get to know if this man is going to be a prospective husband, somebody you're going to be spending the rest of your life with. Does he think like Christ? Does he sound like Christ? Does he approach life as Christ will or would or should? These are factors that you must look out for. Not every man. You see, let me tell you, there was a time I asked one of my daughter, I said, what kind of man are you looking for? What kind of man? Say anybody. Anybody? You mean any guy can just come to you and says, I like you, and you will consider such a person? See, let me tell you, even if the person has the whole world, even if the person has the entire money in the world, what you should look out for, there are things you must look out for. Is he Christ? Is he Christ-like? Can this man be the father of my son? Can this man be the father of my children? Can this man pastor us? Can this man stand as a priest over our family? Look for Christ. Can this man love me even in the days where I am not lovable? Any man that cannot love you as Christ loves his church cannot protect you, cannot keep you. He will run away. The scripture talked about the shepherd and a hireling. The shepherd goes in for the sheep, stake his life out for the sheep. And Jesus considers himself as a shepherd, calls himself the shepherd of our soul. And every man should be as Christ. It says, husband should love their wife as Christ loved the church. As Christ loved the church. Is the church perfect? No. The church is not perfect. The church is filled with a lot of frailed people. A lot of dysfunctionalities are in the church. But guess what? The church is the bride of Christ. And Christ loves us the way we are. And Christ loves us the way we are. The reason why you should look for Christ in men is because life is filled with several levels of experiences, several phases, several stages. So things can be happening smoothly for you right now, and everything can change tomorrow. But guess what? When you are connected, attached, married to a man that is as Christ, that Christ is his Lord, he will love you in your ups days and in your down days. I remember there was a time my wife had a very challenging experience that she went through. And she told me, after the experience happened and everything, she told me that after that experience, she grew to love me more, and she grew to honor me and respect me and see me more. Why? Because, it is expected that I would have bailed out on her. And guess what? We were not married then. We were not married then when she went through this crisis in her life. So, but I stayed. I maintained my ground, being supportive, comforting her. You see, that's the reason why you must be intentional about who you give your heart to. Look for Christ in men. When a man walks up to you and he is trying to be friends with you, and is trying to know you, and is trying to get you in, there's what you are looking for. You're looking for what? Christ. You're looking for Christ. I see a lot of castigation around our world today. But can I tell you something? The church does not comprise of any perfect person. The church is filled up with imperfect people that have received the love of a perfect God, vulnerable enough to be submitted to the love of a perfect God. And they gave their heart to Him as a result of receiving His undiluted, unconditional love. So a lot of people put so much expectations on the church, including pastors. We all are the bride of Christ. He is the lover. We are the people that He loves and is a model. When you read through that scripture, it talks about the mystery, using the man and his wife as a mystery that speaks of Christ and His church. If you look at it, it's a model set in place. Women, look for Christ in men. Men, look for the church in women. Simply means that look for people that are vulnerable enough to be submitted to the love that you give. I believe today I'll bless somebody. Please do it to leave a like, share it with someone that needs to hear it, comment, and subscribe. God bless you.